Coming up on this edition of SU TV News, we sit down with Bison football head coach Craig Bohl.
Santa visits the NDSU bookstore.
And in sports, the Bison men's basketball team returns home in a big way.
This is SU TV News, and it starts now.
Welcome to SU TV News. I'm Bryn Nelson.
And I'm Bree Bachmeyer. The first winter storm of the season hit with a punch earlier this week.
The snow began to fall around 2 o'clock Tuesday night, and windows started picking up through the day yesterday. Near blizzard conditions and bitter wind chills resulted. Fargo-Moorhead received just under 5 inches of snow. A wind chill advisory is now in effect until noon on Saturday. The expected wind chills range from negative 25 degrees to negative 40 degrees. Temperatures are expected to dip to minus 20 below this weekend. The FM area isn't the only area that got snow. Duluth saw more than 30 inches of snow in some parts. Many students were hoping for a snow day, but NDSU did not cancel.
I mean, personally, I would have loved it. I could have slept in like all day. But, you know, I think the city did a really good job of clearing out the roads and making it accessible.
Some elementary and high schools in the area closed early yesterday. During the storm, Fargo police reported 41 crashes. 3 of them involved injuries.
The Bison football team will open up the FCS playoffs Saturday at the Fargo Dome against Furman. Head football coach Craig Bohl is looking for his 3rd straight national title. This week, SU TV News sports reporter Morgan Lubin had the opportunity to sit down with Coach Bohl and find out what he's really like.
Describe the off-the-field Coach Craig Bohl considered to on the field.
You know, that's been a transformation for me. You know, as I've gotten in the middle part of my coaching career now, I certainly have recognized that every day is not 4th and 1. The matriculation of our student athletes through school is really important. And then seeing a guy come in as a young man and leave as a man, I think has really been gratifying. That wasn't always the case when I was a coach in my early 30s. So, you know, just the human side has been a big, big transition.
You have a pilot license. How does that, how did you get in to having a pilot license?
Well, I looked and saw geographically where we're going to recruit players from, and to take the distance and shrink it down, you know, you needed to be resourceful. And as I moved to North Dakota, I also wanted to get back and forth to Nebraska, which was my home, my kids were at, and you know, that's also a 7 to 8 hour drive. And always wanted to fly. This made sense to do it. My mentor, Coach Osborne, had his pilot's license, and so I went ahead and got that, and it really did help. There was a lot of players on our squad right now. It made a difference. I was able to be there on Friday night at the football game and yet be back here, and so it just took that distance and shrunk it down.
What are some of your hobbies other than football? Do you hunt, fish, golf?
Hunting and fishing is difficult because the time of year, but I've been to Africa on a safari, which was an amazing experience. I really enjoy golf. I'm not a great golfer, but that's probably you know, something I enjoy. And then I do enjoy aviation.
Talk about the feeling you get as a head coach leading the Bison out of the tunnel. Obviously, the pregame, they see Bison football, and you come slamming through that locker room, and you come and run out on the field. What kind of feeling is that?
Well, what's great is you look in the eye of your players, the players that are getting ready to go out and compete and represent our school. Outside of that, my main concern is once you're going out, I just want to make sure I don't get run over by those guys.
A question that everybody wants to know, do you find time to sleep during the football year?
Not a lot. We drink a lot of Mountain Dew and coffee and Red Bull. So our staff's not unique. Football coaches are very compulsive. They don't sleep a lot. It's a race against the clock. What I have found is you can't work any longer. You got to learn how to work smarter.
Coach Bohl has been at NDSU since 2003 and is the all-time winningest coach in Bison football history. His Bison teams have a 10-1 record in the playoffs.
This past September, the North Dakota University System named Larry Scogan interim chancellor. This past week, I had the chance to sit down and talk with him about North Dakota and its universities.
North Dakota State University's President Dean Brashani has been here almost 4 years. So what do you think his most important accomplishments have been so far at NDSU?
There is no one that I know that understands the business of higher education better than Dr. Bershani does. And so one of the things that he has done is he has brought a real sense of the business of higher education, has established excellent goals within the business parameters. I mean, we know education is about student success, but it is a business, hundreds of millions of dollars of business here just at NDSU.
How much satisfaction do you take in the fact that our graduates, many of them stay and find jobs in North Dakota after they graduate?
Whether it's on the technical, vocational side that people want to get an education, or a professional side, a four-year degree, or a graduate degree, or a professional degree, the institutions within the university system offer those opportunities to young people, and young people are now grasping those opportunities and are staying.
All right, so winter commencement, it's coming up in a few weeks across the state of North Dakota. What do you have to say to those graduating in December?
This is a great state now for entrepreneurs to be able to say, you know what, here's a need in the state, and I'm going to fill it. And I'm going to put together a team and put together a good business plan, and they're going to make it. And so my advice to people graduating now is seize the moment. This is it.
The Chancellor's contract runs through June 30th, 2015. After that, he will become eligible for the permanent Chancellor position. A little girl's parents are raising awareness for organ donations. We'll tell you more about it after this week's 7-day forecast.
The future is constantly unfolding. No one knows better than those preparing for it. Every week, NDSU's student-run television organization, the Bison Information Network, brings you SU TV News, with news about NDSU, the campus community, and current events affecting you. Watch SU TV News on Cable 1, Channel 14, Friday and Saturday at 9 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m.
Deeks Pizza, prices with the student in mind. Fast delivery and conveniently open until 3 a.m. Order by phone at 701-235-0708. Order online at deekspizza.com or order with Deeks' easy-to-use mobile app. NDSU. Make Deeks your choice for pizza this semester. That's Deeks. Great pizza that won't empty your pockets.
SU TV News is brought to you by Stop and Go. Stop and Go. We're always there.
Welcome back to SU TV News. Knights, castles, jousting tournaments, all aspects of the Middle Ages.
Some find that era so fascinating, they formed a group on our campus. As part of our Student Organization of the Month segment, we'll learn more about the Medieval Society.
It's really a big
nerd culture, really.
The Medieval Society has been an NDSU organization since the 80s, and Kathy Circle has spent nearly 20 years involved with the club. She is an avid medieval collector of clothing, jewelry, and trinkets.
What you do is you just stick the key in the front here.
Cameron Hamley knew he'd join the group as soon as he saw sword fighting at NDSU's Welcome Week his freshman year.
There was the fighters in medieval armor with helmets, with wooden swords whacking each other, and it was amazing.
Unfortunately for Cameron, sword fighting is no longer an option because of security issues. And while that's probably the most visual of medieval activities, the group has plenty of other medieval-related activities to choose from.
Our group, we like to find those little things that people don't know about.
They also enjoy tablet weaving, an ancient style of weaving used to make narrow bands. The cards help to determine the pattern. But out of all their options, these medieval enthusiasts believe the social aspect of the club is a common favorite. Kathy says more than the historical aspect, it's the accepting environment that keeps the students coming back.
It's fun to meet new people because I'm incredibly antisocial and they get me.
We all grew up a little on the wrong side of the cool table, you know?
And now this tight-knit group comes together to sit at the medieval table with a homemade medieval feast. Bree Bachmeyer, SU TV News.
The Medieval Society meets every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and is open to all Tri-College students, alumni, faculty, and staff.
Over 120,000 people on the National Transplant waiting list, and 18 people die each day waiting for one. Alexis Hope tried to change that by attempting to break the world record for the most organ donor signups in an 8-hour period of 4,135. Alexis Hope put on the Give to Live challenge on November 23rd throughout Fargo. The challenge was created when Alexa Kirsting died awaiting a double lung transplant when she was 14. Her parents, Lauren and Monica, created Alexis Hope, hoping to raise awareness for organ donation. The challenge fell short of the world record at only 489 new donors, but that wasn't the main goal.
The more people who become consent donors, the greater chances that list of 120,000 gets down and those 18 drop. So we're saving lives by one person signing up today.
For those interested in signing up to be organ donors, you can visit alexishope.org.
Every NDSU student at one point is required to take the public speaking class Communication 110 in order to graduate. SU TV's Cassie Rolfing has more.
There have been big changes in the way Com 110 is being taught this semester.
Com 110 now includes 3 components. It's always been a course that's had 3 credits associated with it. The change comes into how those credits are allocated.
Each student now has an hour of mass lecture, along with having a small group session each week to get help with the mechanics of speech writing. The third part is an added online component. This has made the format of the class a bit different than before.
We had to, with this new format, make some changes to the amount of speeches that students give each semester. Presently, students give 1 less speech than they did in the previous format.
Although there have been bumps in the road, the professors think this change is for the best.
But we believe that the new format in which Com 110 is taught provides students with the opportunity to work more closely one-on-one with their instructor in their small group sections.
The Com department anticipates that this will be a more effective method of teaching.
We're hopeful that this new program, in how it's delivered and in the assignments that are part of the program, will help retention.
Cassie Rolfing reporting, SU TV News.
The purpose of Com 110 is for students to practice public speaking and learn how to organize, deliver, and present an effective message. NDSU currently offers 3 different sections of Com 110.
Student Government and Residence Hall Association honored students who have died since 2012. We'll tell you how they're doing it after the break.
The future is constantly unfolding. No one knows better than those preparing for it. Every week, NDSU's student-run television organization, the Bison Information Network, brings you SU TV News, with news about NDSU, the campus community, and current events affecting you. Watch SU TV News on Cable 1, Channel 14, Friday and Saturday at 9 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m.
Jitters is the NDSU Campus Communities Coffee Hub. Conveniently located right next to campus, Jitters Coffee has a wide range of amenities, including comfortable seating, Wi-Fi, and an assortment of beverages. Jitters is here to meet your needs, whether you're looking to relax and socialize or study in a rich, active environment. Be sure to make your way over for your morning brew, a bite at lunch, or for a break between classes. Get your fix only at Jitters.
The NDSU Bookstore, where every true fan and alum goes to get their pride on. Gear up with a variety of high-quality t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and more. Don't forget about Scratch Off Friday. Before every Bison football home game, you have a chance to get as much as 50% off all your clothing and gift items. Your next Scratch Off Friday is November 22nd.
Deeks Pizza, prices with the student in mind. Fast delivery and conveniently open until 3 a.m. Order by phone at 701-235-0708. Order online at deekspizza.com or order with Deeks' easy-to-use mobile app. NDSU. Make Deeks your choice for pizza this semester. That's Deeks. Great pizza that won't empty your pockets.
SU TV News is a production of the Bison Information Network in conjunction with North Dakota State University's Department of Communication Broadcast Program. For more information, go to www.ndsubin.com.
Recently, Student Government and the Residence Hall Association honored NDSU students who've died since 2012.
The ceremony pointed out the trees that have been planted around campus in their memory. Once a bison, always a bison is the motto often said at NDSU. This ceremony was to remember the contributions and passion of those who have died. There were a total of 6 students honored at this ceremony. Their pictures were hung for all in attendance to see.
Really important to give an opportunity to remember, some important parts of the community that we lost for the students and for the family here. I was glad to see good attendance, and I'm really glad to see family attending also.
NDSU's first tree planting remembrance ceremony. The trees were planted in areas that coincided with the students that were lost.
For over 10 years, the NDSU Giving Tree program has brought Christmas presents to children in the Fargo-Moorhead area. The program gives students and faculty the opportunity to buy gifts and make a difference in the lives of kids. Participants fill out an online form designating information such as age and name of the child, clothes and shoe size, and gift preferences. A Christmas tree in the Student Activities Office is decorated with ornaments containing that information. This year, 51% signed up to be gift recipients, including youth from 3 months old to 17.
In a community where other people are getting gifts and you go back to school and everybody's talking about all the things that they got, it's nice to have 2 or 3 things that you opened up on that morning that you got excited about and that you can show off to all your friends when you go back to school.
The Giving Tree program is sponsored by the Volunteer Network and at NDSU Student Activities Office. Anyone interested in purchasing a gift can pick out an ornament between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. in the Student Activities Office. The deadline is Friday, December 13th.
Next week is Dead Week, which means Christmas break is not far away.
And this week for Sidewalk Stampede, we asked students what their plans were for Christmas break.
What are your plans for Christmas break?
I'm going to do a lot of sleeping.
A lot of sleeping, you got to catch up on that from this semester?
Yeah, exactly. That's probably the best thing to do. Relax and not have to worry about homework.
Are you excited for the break?
Yes.
What are your plans for winter break?
I am going home and spending time with my family and going to do some snowmobiling.
Ooh, so do you have the full 3 weeks off or do you have to work?
I have the full 3 weeks off.
I'm just going to probably go home and
hopefully go to Frisco. That's my big hope.
I'm probably going home. I'm from Brazil, so
Wow. Are you going to go for the full 3 weeks?
yes, it is in the south hemisphere, so it's summer there right now, so it's going to be pretty awesome.
Oh, so you get away from this weather. How nice will that be?
It'll be perfect, you know.
Joining us now is sports anchor Jake Cheetah.
Well, I'm graduating this December, so over my break, I am going to be searching for jobs. Coming up after this break, we will have Bison football and basketball.
The NDSU Bookstore, where every true fan and alum goes to get their pride on. Gear up with a variety of high-quality t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and more. Don't forget about Scratch Off Friday. Before every Bison football home game, you have a chance to get as much as 50% off all your clothing and gift items. Your next Scratch Off Friday is November 22nd.
Hey, I'm Mariah, and I'm at Bus because not only does it save me money, but with 20 different routes, it makes getting around Fargo much more convenient. I'm at Bus. Do you?
Deeks Pizza. Prices with the student in mind. Fast delivery and conveniently open until 3 a.m. Order by phone at 701-235-0708. Order online at deekspizza.com or order with Deeks' easy-to-use mobile app. NDSU. Make Deeks your choice for pizza this semester. That's Deeks. Great pizza that won't empty your pockets.
SU TV Sports is brought to you by Shields. Ready for your next big adventure? Welcome to Shields.
Welcome back. After claiming the Cable Car Classic in California with a 2-0 record over the weekend, the Bison men's basketball team returned home for the first time since a thrilling game against Southern Mississippi. The game against Valley City State would have a lot less drama. Out to the Bison Sports Arena in a game that would never get close. Early in the first, Corey Brown finds Trayvon Wright in transition for a huge slam. More from Trayvon later. Next Bison possession, Taylor Braun misses the layup, but Brown is there for the putback jam. He had 9 points. Valley City trying to hang around though. Aaron Dusky hits the jumper. He led the Vikings with 8 points. Later in the half, NDSU in transition again, right to Brown, back to Wright for a perfect alley-oop. Still in the first, the Bison pulling away. Taylor Braun steps back and boom goes the dynamite. He hits the three-point jumper. They lead 19-5. The Bison continue to roll, winning that game 86-43. The Bison shot 57% from the field, which was the 5th time in 8 games this season that they shot over 53%. The team goes to Rhode Island this weekend to compete in the Black Rock Gotham Classic. Whether the Bison blow out their opponents or are competing in a close game, they have one constant this season: a healthy Trayvon Wright. I checked in with the team earlier this week to take a look at this high-flying player.
Braun feeds it in the lane to Wright, spin slap, and a one-arm one-hand jam by Trayvon Wright.
When picturing a basketball player, someone tall and explosive should come to mind. In both of those categories, the 6'7" Trayvon Wright does not disappoint.
Just exciting, you know, his length, his athleticism, and just how he flies around. He just brings a whole other dimension to us as a basketball team.
Freddie Coleman, a former Bison player, now assistant coach, has seen a lot of basketball. And Trayvon is something else.
He could possibly be the best in-game dunker that I've ever been around or seen. So Yeah, he's special.
So special that he doesn't even need to practice his huge dunks.
I dunk sometime at practice, but I mean, it's kind of rare, I guess. I mean, sometimes the body doesn't feel that good at practice, but in games they just kind of just happen like that.
These plays are not only fun to watch, but are also good for the team.
It's great. The morale goes up. You know, everybody gets excited for it, and then we all jump off the bench and have a good time with it.
The fans also enjoy watching Trayvon throw down.
We would love that, like, if every game was just as packed as the Southern Miss game. That makes us feel better, of course, and makes us play even harder. It's like we play for them rather than ourselves.
So if you haven't gotten out to a Bison game this year, go out and see this high-flying player.
He's just a fun player to watch, and then the crowd gets into him and gets him going a little bit as well.
If you sit in the front, you better watch out.
He's a natural athlete. He's long and he's really bouncy, so if you're under the rim, watch your head.
A pass ahead to Trayvon, right for the two-hand dunk.
Trayvon is currently averaging 11 points and 5.5 rebounds per game. Well, the Bison football team has had a season for the record books. Coach Craig Bohl reached the 100-win mark, and quarterback Brock Jensen is now the winningest quarterback in FCS history. But that isn't enough for the two-time defending champs and top-seeded Bison. They wanted a three-peat. After the first-round bye, the Bison will host Furman, the team that they predicted they would play in the second round.
The baseline that we have is, we have played two SoCon schools, Georgia Southern and Wofford, and I know they beat both of them. And so you've got a very talented football team that we're going to be playing. We're going to be practicing outside today to see what kind of movement Marcus really has, but I felt like he's made progress last week, and so it was encouraging. I know he feels a lot better about his knee.
In the regular season, an 11th playoff win at the FCS level. The winner of this game will move on to face the winner of Montana and Coastal Carolina in the quarterfinals. That game taking place in Montana. The rest of the top half of the bracket consists of two conference rematches from earlier this season. New Hampshire will travel to Maine to try and repeat a 24-3 victory from 2 weeks ago, and back-to-back national runner-up Sam Houston State will travel to southeastern Louisiana in hopes of avenging a 34-21 loss. The bottom half will see Big Sky champion Eastern Washington hosting South Dakota State, and McNeese State will host Jacksonville State. Offensive powerhouse Eastern Illinois will welcome Tennessee State, and Towson will take on the only 12-win team in Fordham. Fans hope to see more excitement in the second round, as no games in the first round were decided by fewer than 10 points. Action will take place on December 7th with the first kickoff time at noon.
And people can only watch that on ESPN3 or Game Plan.
After the break, students got the chance to meet Santa himself earlier this week. Stay with us.
Computers and other technology have become central components of modern university life. At NDSU, the Help Desk can assist students with many of their technology needs. So let's talk tech.
Staffed by both students and full-time employees, the NDSU Help Desk can be found in 3 locations on campus. The first is located downtown in Berry Hall 270, the second in the main library near the reference desk on the first floor, and the final and main help desk is located in IAC 150. In addition to on-location assistance, the Help Desk also offers support by phone at 701-231-8685, by email at ndsu.helpdesk@ndsu.edu, and by online live chat accessible on the Help Desk website. Help Desk consultants can assist with the setup and maintenance of NDSU online services, including Blackboard, Student Office 365 accounts, your NDSU electronic ID, as well as your North Dakota University System Campus Connection account. Additionally, the Help Desk offers support connecting your computer to both the NDSU wireless networks and NDSU GoPrint stations. Besides technical assistance, the Help Desk also provides large-scale printing services. Students can print posters up to 36 or 42 inches wide on high-quality glossy satin or matte finished papers. Finally, the NDSU Help Desk also provides an equipment checkout service at no cost to students. Equipment available for checkout includes laptops, digital camcorders and cameras, desktop speakers, audio recording equipment, and more. All equipment reservations are done online from the Help Desk website. For more information about Help Desk services, stop by one of the 3 locations or check out the Help Desk website, www.ndsu.edu/its-help_desk.
This past week, Santa made an early appearance to the NDSU bookstore. Normally accompanied by Mrs. Claus, this has been Santa's 7th year visiting the boys and girls of NDSU. Students, staff, and faculty alike were able to take pictures with Santa from 1 to 3 on Monday afternoon with the option of a $1 donation. The donations have been given to the Fargo-Moorhead Emergency Food Pantry to help local hungry families who are currently in difficult situations. Santa was provided by Roll Farms of the Fargo Park District, who also puts on Santa's Village. Some students think that this is the perfect way to start off the Christmas season here at NDSU. The pictures taken with Santa are now on NDSU's bookstore's Facebook page. Thank you for watching this edition of SU TV News.
And be sure to pick up a copy of The Spectrum and check us out on Facebook or Twitter.
Also visit us at ndsubin.com for your chance to win some special prizes.
We'll see you next semester.